So the next question, sir, Sadhguru, which I have, concerns the interlinkages between art and war. This is again,
What
this
is
comes
art?
back between art and war, between art and nationalism. So just to set the context, in Bombay, there were certain political entities which threatened that a particular film would not be released because it involved a Pakistani actor who, by the way, was working there, was working in India legally on a government-sanctioned permit. It was argued that releasing such a film would be disrespectful to Indians and to the Indian army. And there have also been similar instances of other Pakistani actors and musicians also being prevented from working in India. Now, my question to you, Sadhguru, is that what's your stand on this? Do you see this as extra-constitutional bullying or extra-constitutional censorship because there is no law which says I cannot hire a Pakistani actor? Or do you see this as a justified patriotic concern?
See, anything that is not within the framework of law, nobody has any business to force it. The law enforcement should be able to handle it, but unfortunately that's not the reality in the country right now. Whether it is about a Pakistani artist or an Indian artist, it is not only about Pakistani. You saw this Padmavat, one big issue happening, somebody won't let you release. In Tamil Nadu it's happened many times because somebody doesn't like it. I'm saying if you don't like a bloody movie, don't watch it, that's about it. So, about India-Pakistan, there is unfortunately, there is a lot of continuous conflict happening. If it is not necessary for us, we must make a law like that. Till these things are settled, as they are saying right now, till it's settled, we won't talk. Similarly, till it's settled, we won't act, we won't sing, we won't do. But outside the framework of law, nobody has any business to enforce anything. Unfortunately, the way to become a leader in this country has been till now, you don't have to create anything, you don't have to build anything. You gather 100 people and block the highway for 3 days, make everybody's life miserable, you may get elected. So those of you who are shouting, you must understand this is not the way, because this is the person that he's talking about right now. People who will break the framework and do their own thing, just to have their way because they believe something. You can believe whatever you want. You can believe whatever you want, I can believe whatever I want. But we have come to an agreement that we will work within the framework of the Constitution, and that is our book right now. Other books that you read, a religious kind, nationalistic kind, whatever other kind you read, it's your personal choice, you can read whatever you want. But the nation will run by this book. If you find a flaw in this book, we have the freedom to amend the book. That's how we must go. First and foremost thing about building a prosperous nation is, we must be a law-abiding nation. If that doesn't happen, never well-being will happen to the people. Those who have the muscle will rule the nation.
So, as I understood from your answer that in case there does not exist…
Why do you interpret my answer? I think they understand.
No, so Sadhguru, you look into all aspects of the answer and you give a complete answer. Sometimes maybe it's difficult for us to understand maybe what exactly you're saying, so sometimes as a moderator, it's my duty to clarify that.
Okay, sir.
So as I understand from your answer, Sadhguru, is that what you're saying is that if there does not exist any law which prohibits Pakistani actors from not being employed in Indian
It's
cinema.
not just about that. Even where there were no Pakistani actors, many movies were not allowed to be released. There was violence on the streets. If we don't learn to put this down at the very first step, that somebody thinks they have a right to burn the buses. When the buses were burning, I called somebody who is a very responsible person in this country and asked, what the hell is happening in this country? For a cinema, you're burning 20-30 buses in some town.
Yes.
Then they said, Sadhguru, what to do, Sadhguru? These are Rajputs. All those women are dressed up like brides and waiting, over 100 of them, and they want to burn themselves. Suppose tomorrow even if 10 of them burn themselves, it'll become an international situation that we cannot handle. Let some buses burn, Sadhguru. I said, this is some strange kind of wisdom. But unfortunately, that is where we are. And even your national anthem question is related to this. Unfortunately, that is where the country is. Do not think Just by reading law, we are some law-abiding, fantastic nation. People still do things by themselves. All this… the mob justice is still going on in this country. This is not in one place. In every village there is mob justice. Only a few things have been reported. If you know Indian villages, you know in the Indian village, things are settled by the mob. Maybe sometimes directed by the panchayat or something, nobody goes to the police because it'll take a long time. Court takes 25 years. Maybe that'll be good for your living and your business, but it is not good for the people. I lose something today, if my problem is going to be settled in 25 years' time, it means nothing to me. I will gather 5 people and try to get my own justice. This is the nation we are living in. Do not be in some utopia. This is the country we are living in, where still for a whole lot of people, there is no nourishment, there is no law, there is no any kind of enforcement. They are doing their own thing. You need to create a nation out of this.
So, we'll move on to the next
Yes, sir.
question, is that